Hey family, welcome in. My name is Julia Rose, and I pray this message finds you at the precise time you need it. Getting into it today with the Threads of Fate Oracle. The first card I pulled was Get Wild. Your guides are offering you an invitation at this time. God's offering you an invitation right now to really get comfortable within your duality, to embrace a more playful, lighthearted, instinctual, curious nature, to continue pursuing what matters to you, but finding new ways to do that. And the next card came out was the Creator. The fact that you actually do have this power and control in your hands. The ability to conjure a new reality. The ability to change anything you want about your current reality. It's the law of the universe that what you desire and what you intend, consciously or unconsciously, is what manifests. That's how we're able to use our reality around us as a mirror for what's going on within. So as you're tuning back into your power as a creator through a more instinctual understanding of yourself, it's opening up a whole new world of understanding. It's opening up a new realm through which you conduct yourself. We can also look at this like a conductor's baton. Maybe some of you play wind or brass instruments, or you enjoy going to see the orchestra. I see that this is opening up a lot of mental and emotional room within you. Because in this Get Curious card that came out next, we see this bird flying with its wings spread, symbolizing freedom. And this kind of structure, vines, if you will, beneath it, almost look like they're the brain stem with a central nervous system. That's what it reminds me of. And it's telling me that this new balance that you're creating in your nervous system is actually what's opening up the door for you to create more freely, for you to do more of what is in alignment with you. We have the Ancestors card. For a lot of you, you've been hard at work. Pretty much all of you, in fact. You've been hard at work breaking ancestral trauma and curses. It's a lot more prevalent than we think. And sometimes it's just internalized oppressive beliefs that don't actually create harmony amongst people, but are taught culturally. All of this systematic cultural conditioning, you've been taking so much time to be intentional about removing. In a curious way, not in a way that you're punishing yourself for not having seen things sooner. With the moon card, it tells me that there is a lot that you couldn't see. Or the moon in this card, I should say. There's a lot that you couldn't see. But the more that you start accepting yourself, the more you start allowing yourself to understand your own inner workings and your own instincts, that's what's enabling you to see the roots that your ancestors held, that live fully well within you. So you're not only, let's be mindful here to remember that you're not only inheriting ancestral darkness, you inherit gifts and skills from your ancestors and from your guides, also from your past lives. As you start to understand the inner workings of your own body and your mind, as well as your cultures, I feel that this is opening up a realm of flexibility for you to embrace showing up differently. I'm not radicalizing you, and I'm not saying that you are radical. I'm seeing here that you've been diligently moving through this process of bringing up from your unconscious mind and bodies to a realm of understanding where you can see things differently and then release what no longer serves you. And at first, this process is really daunting and quite intimidating, but I'm seeing now that you've found a rhythm with this, dare I say discipline, it's actually opening up so much energy for you to get back to being you. Because now you understand all of the unconscious motivations and blocks, limitations that were holding you down. So we have play here that came out. This is where I'm picking up on this flexibility, this return. But it also, see, they're going back and forth. It kind of looks like this back and forth energy, almost like temperance. This temperance energy of taking something that was that a thumbs up? It was taking something that was dramatically affecting you in a way that you couldn't see. Now that it's been wriggled up to the surface, now that gives you the opportunity to play with seeing it a little bit differently, but also take what resonates and leave the rest. And then these last two cards feel a little bit different here. It's like the first four were kind of one message, but this last two feels like it's a homecoming. You're returning to yourself with the play card, with the dolphins on it, and then we have boundaries. And the most clear thing that I was receiving from this message is that discipline is another way of saying boundary. When you are disciplined with your time, you have boundaries around the things that you do or do not allow to distract you from focusing on what's in front of you. When you are maintaining a boundary with someone who doesn't respect your time or energy, it's a kind of discipline to say that you will not tolerate being in conversations or spaces that do not feel harmoniously aligned to you. It's a discipline and a boundary to also regularly clear your energy bodies and your fields. I really like that. This idea that boundaries are also a discipline, but discipline is also a boundary. We have the page of crystals. Are you kidding? The page of crystals with ideas and discipline. Can't make it up. This page signifies a newer energy. It almost feels like a breath of fresh air. It's a signal of almost a returning to innocence, a youthful-like energy as you are taking a new approach to the things that you've always done or the things that you've always wanted to do. This is also how you're approaching yourself. This is also how you're approaching yourself. Tell me a little bit more, Spirit. Like sip of coffee. Okay, can do. What else, Spirit? Clarify and continue this message with following the Page of Crystals. Thank you. We have the Seven of Crystals, options and results. And the biggest thing I'm actually picking up from this, what I was just feeling before the card popped out, if Spirit will bring that back, please, that you're not trying to use your boundaries or your discipline as a punishment anymore. That maybe you felt really out of control, so you were using discipline or a boundary or a type of boundary that you set to offset that feeling of out of control, of being out of control. But I'm feeling also that as you're starting to kind of take this pressure off, because you've already been doing the thing, just as the birds start chirping, as you've been taking the pressure off because you've already been in the habit of cultivating this lifestyle, because that's what it is. A choice becomes a lifestyle, especially on the journey of spiritual awakening. When you make a consistent choice to cleanse and bless your energy field, cleanse and bless your energy bodies, to be disciplined about your self-care, your maintenance, while also doing all the things that you do that serve others, you're calling so much of your power back. And I feel like that's kind of where you've been seeing an imbalance for a significant period of time. The Seven of Crystals with options and results, it's like, it's this waiting energy. This is also the Seven of Pentacles. It's a waiting energy of, okay, well, when's this going to pan out? When's this going to turn out in my favor? When am I going to see this clearly? So you're starting to see that you don't have to exist one way anymore. That you can still do all the things that you want to do, but you can do them differently. And that's coming back here to your intention. Your intention. For some of you, you might be in the practice of creating manifesting wands. Or maybe you did that, and this is a reading finding you to tell you that everything that you intended to release with that and then call in is coming in. Effortlessly. No way. I said temperance earlier, right? That was the first card out. Balance and harmony. 14 minutes, and this is card 14. You can't make this up. Alignment. 14. Okay? You are allowing yourself the space of also the grace to see things differently. Yeah. Temperance, 6 of shells with sentiment and joy. And then 3 of feathers, release and recovery. So, yeah, my guides were saying that I had to read all these cards together because I feel that some of you have been imbalanced on what you're focusing on. especially if you're on the spiritual journey. You've been focused, maybe Temperance is saying, maybe you've been focused a little too much on avoiding the darkness, to call balance in, to create space, to allow yourself to heal and release and recover. For some of you, you've been spending all the time drudging through the heaviness, feeling your feelings, but you haven't been balancing that, tempering it with more uplifting action. So what I'm seeing here is that your guides are coming to you either through this video or through your meditations, other confirmations that you're receiving. Your guides are coming to you to say, it's okay to open up and allow certain things to take different priority. Your life is not going to fall apart. The things that you've built are not going to fall apart if you shift your priorities to cultivating balance instead of ruthlessly pursuing a goal. As a sensitive person, you're needing to focus very much on treating yourself like you are sensitive. You've learned how to treat others as if they're sensitive, but it's time that you mirror that and turn it inward. Because that's going to help give you the balance emotionally, energetically, to be able to play again, to be able to find joy in the things that you normally find joy in. Treating yourself with the respect that you deserve. No more spiritual bypassing. This is normal, everyone does it, but it's time to take that journey, that intention of living from wholeness and not really understanding how to apply that towards yourself physically. That's the muscle that you're being asked to build right now. To get in the habit of balancing shadow work, recovery work, healing work, and play. They say that too much of anything is no good. Too much of love and light and spirituality can be bypassing. Too much of darkness, too much of healing and sitting in the trenches of it, that's also imbalanced and not able to provide you with the forward momentum that you've been looking for. So this idea is that with this message is that you're setting a boundary with yourself. Actually, you're creating a new discipline of making sure that you put yourself first, really understanding how to put yourself first and what that means, what that looks like in practice, so you can feel how you need to feel to do everything in alignment with the way that you want to be in alignment. You have to be your first priority. And as a sensitive light worker, sometimes that's really difficult to maintain. Sometimes it's ancestral, that you don't know how to see yourself, that you don't know how to validate yourself, to put yourself first so that then you can take care of others. That's what you're healing right now. The paradox of it. Because it feels like there's a lot of moving parts with information that has yet to be synthesized for you to really digest for your understanding. So that's what I'm here for. Help to bring it all together. So you're finding a balance by feeling your feelings, but not letting them get in the way. Not letting them get in the way of doing what it is you set out to do. So, for example, something I talk here on this channel about that I use in my own life is this concept of 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. Something that you think too hard about because you're up in your head, maybe it's something new or it's something you don't want to do, you get all up in your head about it. And that's what creates an emotional detour at times. And that's necessary to feel so you can understand it, but not all the time and not to your detriment. And I want to be clear that not all of the emotions that arise when you try to do something new are a result of a fear construct that want to hold you back. Sometimes it's a genuine trigger that you need to look at and see, but the key is really understanding, really getting curious about where these things are coming from. Especially if it's something that you know how to do, it's not too difficult, but you can feel how much potential for change there is on the other side of it. Be mindful that your mind is not creating a reality that prevents you from doing that thing or that makes it harder than it needs to be. So this is feeling like it's all about reparenting. Some of you need to get into meditation to understand what it is that you need, how you can reparent yourself. Wow. No way. The Chariot, number 7, it says discipline and determination. You can't make this up. 22:11. You can't make this up. 2222. So as you start to, but the Chariot is also, again, it's about, oh my Krishna, you figured out how to, so that's saying that when you take the time to sit in this meditation and really figure out from the perspective of what you need to reparent yourself, to get into the right energy to do everything that you need to do. Reparenting is also self-care. Okay? Boundaries are discipline. Discipline is boundaries. But self-care is also reparenting. So I'm seeing that as you sit in meditation to figure this out, as you really go through the motions of balancing, of tempering. I mean, this lineup is incredible. Shook. Temperance to 6 of Cups, sentiment and joy, to 3 of Feathers, 3 of Swords, release and recovery, to, okay, wait, I figured it out. Chariot. Discipline, determination. That's going to be key to helping you navigate and discover what is your optimal balance and harmony. Your discipline of mind, your discipline of reparenting, and the determination to see things through, the things that you've started that you want to finish. The Chariot is all about balancing the dark and the light, kind of blending both, utilizing both as ways forward, but without getting caught up in either of them. You are the perspective above that integrates. On the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, that's the image. But this is a rhinoceros telling me that this is going to get you laser focused. I mean, laser focused. I'm hearing that's the message. I know this is going to be continued over on Patreon, where I'm headed now, but yes. But this is also going to be continued in more depth on Saturday Morning Live. So if you haven't checked that out, or if you see this before Saturday Morning Live, which is 11:47 Eastern Standard Time, AM. Come hang out, come join me. I'm going to be going deeper into this and also channeling additional messages for you all. And then, as always, we light our Reiki prayer candle at the end to give our love and our light, our intentions, our healing energy to where it's most needed on earth. All right, family. If you're interested in working with me, I'm running a promo right now of half off my services. If you are interested in that, a psychic reading or a Reiki energy healing session, or you would like a home clearing, it actually is all possible to be done over Zoom. If you have a few more questions about that, email me. Energy transcends time and space. So just my being present with you, kind of like seeing through your camera what's going on, enables me to effectively complete the clearing for you. And I know that the people that I have done clearings for this, like this, are kind of shocked at its efficacy, because the reality is there's no limitation. There are just different types of tools we use in different circumstances. So if you're interested in working with me, check out the link in the description box below to take you to my website. If you want to join me over on Patreon, the link is also below. That coupon code is in the description box of this video. All right, I'll see you over on Patreon or on Saturday Morning Live or in a personal reading. If this resonated with you and you're needing a little help about how to reparent, book with me and I'll help you out. All right, take care.